Watch who?
Hello.
And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to Watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
And it's a hot one today, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Heatwave. We're recording in the heatwave.
It is a heatwave, which is quite suitable for this story we're doing, the long game, because they were getting hot as well, weren't they?
Yeah, not as they got up though, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're down on floor 139.
I was like 1.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, the weather is here. The hot weather is here, everybody. I hope you are also enjoying it wherever you are, if you're not in floor 500. But before we start, a couple of updates. This is big news, actually. I'm going to start with the big headlines. The big headlines.
Okay, go on.
So yesterday, I finished transferring the Neighbours episodes onto that hard drive.
Oh my god, it's done! Woo! Oh my gosh, that is big news.
Maybe we shouldn't celebrate until he actually gets the hard drive. Because now I've got to work out how to do that Yodel thing or whatever to send it to him.
Love. I'll help you later.
I'm going to email him and check that he hasn't moved house since like a year ago.
You're like, it's finally done.
Yeah, I just got it done. I've just done it. So it's all there, ready to go. I'm going to repackage the hard drive, everything ready to go, check his address and send it off. So I will update finally when he gets it, but it has all been done. So that Neighbours saga is nearly over. I mean, Neighbours is nearly over. This Neighbours saga is nearly over. Not heard from original Neighbours guy. I mean, the whole Neighbours thing is nearly at an end.
Sad times, Mark. What else are you going to, love on?
Well, I've got loads of old Neighbours to watch. So
it'll be like your second Doctor Who, won't it?
So the thing is, though, when it stops on Amazon on December, I don't know if all the old episodes are going to go as well. I don't know if the license is up, which I hope not, because there's loads on there. I started 2013 episodes, so I want to go back and go from them, but I hope they stay on. I don't know. We'll have to see. If they're
Otherwise, you're going to be seeking those episodes.
Otherwise, I might have to get in touch with the actual Neighbours guy and
see if he has the 2013.
The whole saga will be going on, and then I'll start my collection. Yeah, so we'll see. But that's big news, everybody. The saga starts. I always say this: our Space Pirates episode is where it begins. If you don't know what we're talking about, start from the Space Pirates onwards.
Oh, such a saga.
Also, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, we haven't talked about current series at the moment. The only reason, I mean, we do every now and then. One, because people don't like you having spoilers, and two, it sort of dates the episode a little bit. But I mean, do you follow us in history when you listen to this podcast? Through COVID and all of that. But I try not to do current when Doctor Who is on, because it sort of dates our episodes, and we're timeless. So
we're timeless.
we should be Christopher Eccleston era only right now. But as we record, we're currently nearly almost halfway through the current series of the 15th Doctor. And they've announced that the finale is going to be on the cinemas again, like they did last time. So,
now I haven't watched any of this season. Actually, maybe we should have our listeners decide.
Or should I do a poll? I mean, okay, I'll do a poll on our Patreon.
On Patreon.
Well, I did it on our Patreon. It's open to everybody, so that you can go on our Patreon page, everyone, and see, should Sarah go and get a ticket to the finale? I mean, it goes on sale tomorrow as we record, so it might be sold out.
It might be sold out, but we were talking about whether, because we did it last time, whether we should do it again this time. But I've watched nothing. Now, that in itself could be funny. Me just going and having no idea, which is nothing new.
But
I've watched nothing.
You watched a few. I mean, you watched the finale of the last lot. I mean, there's still questions. I mean, Anita Dobson is still turning up in these current episodes.
I don't know. I've not watched any of the current episodes.
So you did. So you watched Church on Ruby Road last time, Space Babies, Devil's Court, and you watched
Empire.
I haven't
watched any of this season.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it still hasn't explained from that. So you saw her turn up. She's just doing exactly the same as before, which is weird. But they have been quite good episodes. They have been. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
In 5 years or whatever. But
I mean, my thinking currently right now, and rewind everybody. In the future, this might be completely wrong, but I think they're doing a big thing for this because it's the last one and it's his regeneration. So, which will be a good moment to watch
Well,
in
you
the
need
cinema.
to explain what you mean by it being a big one, because they did this in the cinema last season as well.
For this last episode, apparently it's not going out on iPlayer. It's on TV, cinema, iPlayer, all at the same time,
Right.
which is the evening. So there's obviously something there that they don't want people to be spoiled beforehand. So I think it's leading up to something, but I think, well, we shouldn't really get into this. We should get into this when
it's time.
When we either see it or it's time. But I think there's a big thing happening, and it's...
Well, we'll find out. But yeah, we'll do a poll whether I should try and go or not.
Speaking of polls, I did a poll on our Patreon, actually.
Oh, yeah? How did it go? Now we're getting our head around Patreon a bit.
Well, so this was open to everyone. I put it up because we were talking last time. We did Dalek last time, everyone. And Adam came aboard the TARDIS.
Oh, yeah.
And I put out... I mean, I'm doing this sort of knowing that nobody really likes Adam. And, I mean, now you've watched The Long Game, you know how he sort of ends up. He's like in a couple of episodes, and he's sort of there to serve a purpose of not being a great companion and being just one of these characters that people don't really like.
But his purpose works really well, because actually I think his purpose is that you don't just get to come on the ride, you are completely expendable.
Yes, yeah. So I said, what do people think? And the options were, I put yes or no, but then I thought I want to make it a bit more interesting than yes or no. So I put yes, welcome aboard, or no way, abandon him. And the poll has come out 50-50. So, but a couple of comments. I mean, Lucas put, I would say yes, using the traditional rules.
That's what I said.
And
like it or not.
Stephen said ordinarily yes, i.e. Katerina. But for me, Adam was a fake-out companion. But he also said the real test, of course, is whether they did an official BBC photo shoot for the papers as the new companion. But obviously, they didn't for Adam. But I'm not sure if that is a scientific way of doing it. But then also Jeff Richardson put, this poll is disingenuous because no one should have welcomed him aboard. He's an absolute turd. So there are strong feelings about that. And I know I knew nobody was going to say welcome aboard, but I just meant, yes, is he a companion or not? So yeah, I mean, he's never in my thoughts as a companion, but technically, if you want to follow the rules, then he sort of is. And you know, and I said he's done an audio story in between these two. So there's a whole nother story. So, I mean, you could slot in a load of other stories in between as per, you know, the audios or books or whatever. But yeah, we'll talk more on Adam as we go through. But I just thought that was interesting to see what people thought. I don't know. And also because the actor's cancelled as well, that doesn't really help. That we can, it sort of curtails the Adam talk quite a bit as well. It's not like he's going to do conventions or anything. Right, so it is The Long Game this time. And this one, I would say, is probably the one that people talk about the least in this series. Because we've had the build-up. We're sort of halfway through this series already. We've had the big launch. Then we've had future, past, and then we had the Slitheen and all the Rose's story and everything. Then we had the Daleks return as a bit of a sort of a mid-season spike. And this one is sort of the first lull, the first sort of standard. We're not doing anything big. We're just telling a normal story. Studio bound, no big location stuff. It's sort of that one that nobody talks about. You could always say for all the others, the one with the Autons, the Slitheen, the Dalek, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's not one that I was particularly thinking, oh, great, I can't wait to watch this one again. It's just probably the least, if you polled all these stories, I would think it would come out last in this series.
This one?
Yeah.
Interesting. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed Simon Pegg in it.
I mean, yeah, the cast is great, and you've got Simon Pegg, you've got
Anna Maxwell. What's her name? Anna Maxwell. Her surname's gone. Anna Maxwell Taylor Davis.
Oh, let me look up. What, Suki?
Yeah. Oh, I think of her in Motherhood.
Anna Maxwell Martin.
Martin, thank you.
Well, she's in the BBC's Bleak House. I've seen. I mean, she's in loads of stuff.
She's in loads of stuff.
But most recently as Ludwig's wife. Yeah, and you've got Tamsin Greig as the
Yeah,
nurse. Very recognisable. Christine Adams as Kathika. I'm just trying to see where else she's. So she's been in Batman Begins. Oh, she's from Brentwood. It's in Essex. Oh, she's gone on to do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So great cast as
Really
always.
strong cast. Simon Pegg's brilliant in it. Like, he's not too hammy. He's like just enough. He's just the right level, I feel. He gets it. He gets that it's Doctor Who and that you need a level of that, but he commits to it.
If I was talking to Doctor Who fans about this, I think they would say he's sort of wasted in this role because it's not a great episode and it's
Yeah.
nothing
Well,
special.
maybe he is wasted because he's really good at it.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
think he was
saying.
that good. I don't know. I think it's like a 1980s episode. This could be totally 1980s. The way that everyone plays it, it's studio bound, sort of trying to be the future. No, I don't know. I know. I don't know. I know what you mean, but
I don't think he over. I think when you're playing a character like that, you have to be a little bit over the top. I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? You have to. If he was really but he's not so over the top that he's like hammy. We've seen them before where they're really like almost Shakespearean in there. He's not like that. I thought he was really good.
it must be weird for all of these actors doing this first series because obviously it hasn't been on.
Yeah.
And
You're trying to set what tone?
you don't know what you're joining at this point. As it goes on, you've seen that series, you've seen, as it goes on by now, you're like, I know what I'm doing when I'm in Doctor Who. But I suppose now all they've got is, if he's grown up being a fan, he's seen the classic series, it must be difficult for people to sort of gauge it. Yeah, I suppose he does a good job. I don't think it's brilliant, but okay.
Look, it's a really simple idea. But the whole point, you see, a lot of, like, this season is just a lot of like giving us the bits of information to set up. This season's a lot of setup.
Well, so they land on Satellite 5, and they have that scene with Adam, and it's Rose now being like, this is
Yeah. I thought that was fun. I like the market scene where they're trying to buy things. I've never thought about how they buy food and stuff in Doctor Who before.
we don't see enough food in Doctor Who.
We don't.
Ever.
We don't see people buying things in Doctor Who enough.
And the last time we saw people buying things was like Vicky and Barbara in like Roman times in the market, I swear.
Exactly. I've never thought about how they get currency.
But that scene with Adam at the beginning, it mirrors exactly Rose in the second episode with looking down on Earth. I think it's the same set. They've just used that again. It's exactly the same way they do it, and they do that again in Space Babies as well. In that first episode, they look out over the thing, they walk down. It's exactly the same.
That's the moment, isn't it? If you're a human person, that's the moment.
But this is great to show how Adam or somebody wouldn't cope with it, and to show it sort of boosts Rose, doesn't it? And to show how settled she is now.
I think it's also to show character, like, because the Doctor wasn't fussed on bringing him. Rose wanted to bring him, and he wasn't going to bring Mickey until he saw his character and invited him, and he said no.
Well, I mean, okay, if we're just talking about the characters, if we just talk about rather than story order of the characters. So Adam, he's very overwhelmed, and he's like, wow, this is amazing and everything. And then at some point he sort of thinks, I can get something out of this. There's that phone call moment where Rose lends him the really old Nokia phone now, which is totally dated, and he phones home and everything. And then you see that moment where he pockets the phone and he's like, I could do something with this. And then the story sort of breaks up, doesn't it? And Adam goes off on his own, and he's trying, he's got a purpose there. It's the equivalent of, I mean, we always talk about, don't we, those people that we think are going to be companions, or they do something and they're like, okay, you're not coming on board. I mean, it's like going way back. You're upset when Ben used a gun on the Cyberman because he shouldn't have done that because companions don't do that.
Yeah.
It's sort of the equivalent of, they could have been a companion, but because they've done this thing, that's it. We know that they're not going to be a companion now. And Adam really goes off, and he's like, I don't know, is it his fault? Is he that bad to go and get the technology and everything? I mean, it's quite funny to see.
I think it's funny to have seen someone go through all that. And like, I think also he's coming from a place of like intrigue and wonder. I guess the reality is he has no idea. Like, he's a young boy who he's no idea of this stuff, and he thinks that he knows more than what he does. I mean, he's just agreed to have something. He's seen it, and then he's agreed to have it put in his own brain. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost the stupidity of it.
I wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't. Would I at 18? No, I don't think I would at 18. Would you at 18, Mark?
Oh, no, not at all. No way.
You're more likely to do it now than at 18.
No, not ever. No. I know, I just wouldn't want any kind of like...
I don't even have a tattoo, so I can't imagine committing to a thing that's stuck in my head.
Because I've got my Libra sensor for my diabetes. That is about as far as I can. I get that stamped on me, but that's a tiny thing.
That comes off every 2 or 3 weeks anyway.
I keep being like asked if I want like a diabetes pump thing where you put it in you and it sort of automatically does the insulin stuff. I won't even have that. I don't want that just attached to me or on me. And you put in like a thing and it just...
I know which ones you mean. I mean, they're good.
I know, but I wouldn't even have that, let alone like something on my brain or whatever. So I'm sorry. No, if I went to Satellite 5 and they were like, have this insulin pump, I'd be like, no, I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I nearly got, because I've got an Apple Watch, it'll tell me if there's falls and stuff. So if I fell, it could make calls to my emergency contacts. But you can get them for seizures, so it'll detect when you're going to have a seizure.
I mean, so that's a bit of a different thing, because that's like an emergency type thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if I trust the technology. I'd be calling my mum all the time, wouldn't it?
That's the thing. I wouldn't trust. I think that's what it is. You don't really trust
the
this.
diabetes
It's great
one's
thing.
Completely different, Mark.
Well, no, but the thing is, though, it regulates how much insulin it gives you and stuff. So if something went wrong with that and it gave me too much and I was asleep, then that, I don't know, I trust, I'd rather have it and I can measure it out myself. I mean, it's not like I do it correct anyway. I could do it wrong. I do it wrong all the time. But at least I know that I'm doing it. I wouldn't trust like the app on my phone, because that's what it does. The app on your phone tells you and it distributes the insulin in you. I'm like, if that went wrong, I don't know. I just wouldn't trust it. Yeah, I mean, Adam just went for it though, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. He just...
But he's been around Van Staten and he was doing all that stuff last week. And I think he's like got that instinct of like, I can use this technology, whatever technology I come across, how can I use it for my own benefit and everything? And that's not what being a Doctor Who companion is about. But I liked how the story sort of went off in two, because actually then the Doctor and Rose go off. I mean, they don't do that much really in it. It's not a story about...
It's not, but that, again, it's not really a story about like, it's set like in the not too distant future as well, oh no, wait, what year was it set in? I'm thinking of last week's there, not 2012. What year was it set in?
Oh, I don't know, like thousands of years.
Yeah. I turned a moment then I was like, no, wait, this was in the future. Last week's was 2012, this week's is...
But it's interesting, I mean, this story being 20 years ago, there's still no social media really, like MySpace was around, but we haven't got Facebook at this point, or social media as such.
Maybe,
and they're all talking about...
We've gone beyond it because we know how dangerous it is.
No, I meant when they made this episode of Doctor Who.
I like to believe that actually this is more accurate than we think.
Well, no, but then it's all about these news channels and stuff. I mean, I'm a bit hazy on exactly what was going on with all the brain things, and they're downloading all the news to distribute, and it's just
they're getting all the news
channels
sent to them, and then the people on the floor are receiving that information through.
But this is talking about like fake news before fake news was a thing.
I know.
It's basically fake news. He's predicted that.
Well, that's what they believe is happening, but actually what it's doing is what they've said is actually it's reading their mind of...
It's taking stuff out of them.
Yeah, so they believe that they're getting transferred information to then give to people, but actually what it was doing was reading their thoughts and gaining information. That's how it worked out he was the Doctor in the time travel, because...
It read Adam's mind.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be conspiracy theory, but I swear that's happening right now somewhere in the world.
Oh, Mark. Are you going to say this every week?
Well, not only if it's relevant, it probably is. You probably log in and you probably look at your phone and it's downloading stuff out of your mind.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying somewhere in a bunker, probably in America, they've got this technology already. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Doctor Who
We're
predicts
moving on,
this
Mark.
stuff.
I can't have every single week you saying another conspiracy theory. Last week you said a conspiracy. No, last week you said that someone in a bunker has an alien. This week you said that someone in a bunker, they're reading your mind. We can't be doing this every week, love. Okay? We're gonna become that crazy conspiracy podcast, and I can't do it. I can't be the. I publicly do not stand with Mark on this. So there we
Okay.
are.
There you go. You've made your point clear. You're not with me on this one. Oh, it was nice to see on the news though that the face of Bo was pregnant. There we go. Another little face of Bo cameo appearance.
And
That's
it was
nice.
Bad Wolf TV or Bad Wolf News or something.
I didn't realise that. I totally forgot about that. There we go. Another Bad Wolf moment. I mean, this is pretty much the satellite. It's in that world of that first Alien one we saw with Platform 1. You can tell it's not that far away from that. You know, the face of Bo's still around and though things are happening. And I think they are reusing sets and stuff at this point. This does feel like the cheap episode of the season.
With a top name guest to make it feel more glam.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is before Simon Pegg did films.
Is this before Shaun of the Dead? Are you sure?
No, I mean, sorry. Apart from Shaun of the Dead, this is after Shaun of the Dead. But I mean, this is before. What I mean is, like, he did Shaun of the Dead. That was like a British cinema moment, and then he went. This is before he went to Hollywood. I mean, he's proper like Hollywood now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But this is before then.
Yeah. I mean, now he's been in like Mission Impossible and stuff, but he was pretty big from the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, but I think he's only done Shaun of the Dead at this point. He's not done Hot Fuzz, and he's not done whatever the other one was. World's End.
Yeah.
And he's only done Shaun of the Dead, I think, at this. He's just breaking out from being that.
Shaun of the Dead was huge.
I know. I saw it like 3 times at the cinema.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like, it's a big name to have had on TV at the time as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's not been in Star Trek or Mission Impossible. He's not friends with Tom Cruise.
Not friends with Tom Cruise yet, no.
No. So that's going on. Rose and the Doctor are investigating. The Doctor knows something's up straight away. I was more invested just seeing what was going on with Adam. I thought that was just quite funny. The way the ice cube thing and all of that stuff.
Oh, that was funny. All those sorts of details are great.
That's really good. And it's sort of played for the way that the nurse is quite sort of...
I like all the nurse stuff. I think, like, you know, when they're like, oh, it's not that. All that sort... All those moments are great. And they break it up, actually. Because I feel like we have those moments to breathe.
Our main 2 sort of supporting characters, so Suki and Catheter.
Yeah.
They're good supporting characters. They're not like that memorable, though. Suki is quite interesting, obviously, because she goes up to the top floor. I mean, when she goes up to the top floor and it's all like ice, it's just like polystyrene and some skeletons. It just looks very cheap.
Yeah, but I thought I really enjoyed that because I mean, we've already seen it. So they're expecting to go up and see gold walls.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? But we've already seen what's up there. We know it's cold. So we know it's not gold walls. So I liked it when they opened it and it was all like icy.
Yeah, so there's a mystery there, and obviously it needs to be cold because of the monster of the week. Oh, am I going to try and say its name? It's
Yeah, you are.
The mighty Jagraphess of the holy Hadrojasic Maxa Rodenfoe. I don't think I've said that right.
I don't think it matters.
It looks good, though. I mean, it's like a blob on the ceiling, basically. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't get that excited about this episode. Yeah, I don't know. It's just Doctor Who by numbers, really.
Okay, these are the things I enjoyed about it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. I quite liked that it felt a bit like an old episode. So it felt like sort of like they arrive, they find out information, you know, oh, this is a test, and we're the journalist, you know, that sort of stuff. And it was a very much, we've not really had that in that same way with Doctor and Rose. Very sort of like, they're discovering, you know, very discovery phase, this episode, discovering all the different stuff. We see all the people around. There's not an overload of information, which I appreciated. There's all those little details that make it. The scene at the market, right, when they're trying to get food, all those little moments that just make it feel a bit more real and a little bit more like it could be a world and not just we've arrived in a place and we're just getting on with the story.
Well, that's what Classic didn't have. It was just always like the Doctor and companion and then our 4 guest characters. This has all the extras, all the
Exactly.
all the stuff.
It feels really full, and but like it's those moments that make it feel like a world.
Actually, talking about that, that's what I put down. So it's like a really good like street food market, which we absolutely love.
Yeah.
Love to get a bit of
Love
street food.
Yeah.
And unlimited money. They are both those two things going together.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the perfect combination.
It's perfect.
I would be getting food from all of those places.
Of course you would. You'd be trying everything. You're on a different planet trying space food. Why wouldn't you? It's quite a simple concept. That's fine by me. I enjoyed Simon Pegg's acting. I've said that. It was just the right tone and level. I enjoyed his frosty eyebrows and all that. I found it really suspenseful when she went to that floor and she was walking through, because like we know that she is in trouble. And even to that point, I was wondering like, what do they know? I didn't know, right? So I'm watching it and I was like, she seems like this really meek character still. So I'm like, all that way through, you're just watching this character walking through this cold thing who thinks it's going to be gold walls and stuff. And then arrive and that whole, no, I enjoyed that drama. It was really effective. And she gets out the gun and
I like the reveal of her. Yeah, she's done. That's very well done.
Really,
she's actually
it's really
a spy.
good. That was so great. The betrayal of Adam, that moment, like, because they hold all the cards. When he betrays them, that's a moment when suddenly he's like, "Oh, I've got all this information." They're like, and he's like, "No." Like he's trying to like back on it, isn't he? The doctor is like, "Not true, not true." We know it's true. We know these characters now as the audience. Yep, she's from Earth. You're a time traveler, and they're like. He's like, no. And then they show Adam on a screen and he's like, you ass,
And with that, you see the doctors and this sort of harsh side of the doctor. He's got an edge, hasn't he? When he's like, or when he's walking up, when Adam's outside the TARDIS and is like, no harm done.
Yeah.
You're like, he's going to strangle him.
Yeah. And I loved, what was her name? The character?
Kathika.
Kathika, who was there in the background watching it all unfold and goes and saves the day. I love it. That's your hero moment, right?
She's got a hero moment. Yeah, I noted that.
Moment.
She's got a hero.
Goes down and she literally saves the day. She is the side character that we love to come in and just steps up and steps into that moment and goes, I'm bringing this down.
Because she's got those sort of morals of, because she doesn't want to go up in the lift to begin with. She's like, oh no, I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah, but she wants to go to floor 500. She's really annoyed when, I'm above you. What are you talking about? I want to go to floor 500. She really wants to go. And then when it's all getting revealed and she's like, I know, the universe is crumbling and you could be an Adam or you could be a Rose, and she chooses to be a Rose. Great moment. She's sitting there. She's taking it back, destroys everything. And then we get the great moment of Adam getting dropped back home with his mum coming in the door.
That is brilliant.
So stupid. It's brilliant. It's just so, because that, and it's all set up so well. You get the little play with Rose and even the Rose, Rose
is like really hot. She doesn't say anything. She just walks. She just gives him a stare and just walks off.
Yeah, she knows. She knows. It's great. I really enjoyed it.
But they're so harsh to Adam. But yeah, I suppose he deserves it, doesn't he? But
yeah, of course he does. And, the doctor destroys that tape. I loved all the scenes with the tape and the dog. There's just such humour in the episode. But not like the humour's not like, here's a silly monster humour. It's more like, here I throw up an ice cube, or here's a dog, or, you click your fingers. It's silly humour in a different way.
I can't believe you like of course you like the worst one of the series.
Don't get me wrong, its purpose was to show us that you are expendable. No one just comes on as a companion. You have to earn your place, and how to be, what makes you a companion. It's your moral character. It's a whole story about what is your morality, what is your moral compass. Adam's shown his, which is greed. What was he going to do with that information? Or are you going to be like, what's her name? And you learn the secrets and you can go and destroy it. And what is your moral compass? When you have the world and you have that information, what do you do with it?
He was going to download it off his answering machine and then put Katy Perry into space.
Yeah,
That's what he was going to
exactly.
do.
He was going to put Katy Perry into space.
That's what he wanted to do. Just talking about Adam again, he does turn up in a comic graphic novel. Okay. So this is what happens to Adam afterwards. So it says here, I'm looking on the TARDIS wiki, of course. It says here, after being returned to Earth, Adam became a recluse, shunning company and not leaving his home. Oh, Adam's mother died of a brain embolism, and Adam became angry at the Doctor for erasing the technology that could have saved her. Adam spent years doing nothing with his life, seeing the Doctor and Rose pop up throughout history without him. He eventually decided to use the technology in his head to steal from corporate accounts, giving him the means to have his revenge. Adam excavated Van Statten's vault and used Cyberman technology to lure a time agent and steal his vortex manipulator, giving him access to time travel. Adam searched the universe for various enemies of the Doctor that he could use against him in his battles. One of the first he found was the Master, whose evil he underestimated. Adam soon learnt of the Doctor as a Time Lord and his ability to regenerate. Discovering his 11 known incarnations of his first regeneration, he then set out to capture the companions of these Doctors. So basically, in this, I've got the comic strip. It's really good. Each Doctor has his own comic, and all the companions get captured by Adam. So they're all, like, every single Doctor and companion get captured and imprisoned by Adam.
Very master-like, actually.
He gets them all, like, he uses, like, the Zarbi to capture, like, Ian, Barbara and Vicky. He goes through all through time. And then eventually, he meets the Ninth Doctor again, reveals his true identity. Finally meeting the incarnation that he felt betrayed him, Adam vented his anger and explained his plans for revenge and how he has wasted his life. When the Doctor was unsympathetic to his plight, he struck the Doctor down, kidnapping Rose in the process. He told the Doctor he hated this incarnation the most, brutally kicking him before leaving. And then basically the 10th Doctor and 11th Doctor, like, sort it out. And he I think he works with the Master. Anyway, he's the big bad reveal in this 50th anniversary comic.
Is Adam.
Going through all of his timelines and capturing, Perry and Ace and everyone. He seeks big revenge, basically. But he is a bit of a joke amongst fans. But no, it's a great comedy ending, The Click of Those Fingers. Also, just sort of around this time, because there's that picture of, I must have been going home every weekend, because I remember in the newspapers again, there was a picture of the Doctor and Rose with those bomb things on them. I remember looking through, it was all in the papers, like This Week in Doctor Who, the Doctor's, faces Simon Pegg, blah, blah, blah. But Doctor Who is, like, massive at this point. The ratings are going up. As I say, it's in the papers. And I don't think we mentioned, I don't know if you remember at the time, I never watched it. So ITV were like, what can we do against Doctor Who on a Saturday night? So this is when ITV did celebrity wrestling. Do you remember that? That was their big thing against Doctor Who. Do you remember that?
It didn't stick around, did it? It
didn't stick around, no. So I was just trying to see if there's anyone that we recognise on there, but there's not really even anybody. Jeff Brazier, Michelle from Liberty X. In terms of those celebrities to go up against Doctor Who, there is nobody.
One season of it, yeah.
There at all. They should have brought Gladiators back then and gone against Doctor Who. That's when that would have been good, but that was their version of going. I just remember around this time, especially, it was like long game versus celebrity wrestling on the TV. But yeah, there's not much more to say, really. I was trying to note as well, we haven't done any clothes watch this series, but there hasn't been anything that amazing. Rose is more confident I feel like she's been through the TARDIS wardrobe this time, and she's sort of dressed up a bit more. And
she's got a boyfriend with her.
I feel like her outfit is a bit more not something that she's just sort of got from home. Nothing amazing has stood out so far. And then there's a preview for next week. We're back on Earth, and it's called Father's Day.
Yeah, I saw the preview, and it looked really good. I have high expectations for it. Was it out on Father's Day?
First broadcast 14th of May. We're still, like, pretty much 20 years. So this long game was 7th of May.
Not planned at all.
Not planned at all, no. I think that's it for the long game. It was quite a short one for the long game. I knew it would be.
Yeah, you're not a fan, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to like enthuse about. But no, at least Kathika is up for a hero award. I think we'll mention that. Actually, and Suki, really, at the end of the day. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for all your views on Adam, on the Adam poll. I think we'll keep him off the companions list for now. Maybe add him to the villains list. Go and buy that graphic novel. In the meantime, though, you can follow us at 2WatchWho. Let us know what you think on the social medias. And have a look on our Patreon page and vote on that poll. Should Sarah watch some of the current series? Otherwise, we'll see you very soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
2Watch Who.